So anyways, dealer's choice, right?
Sure.
Do you like video games?
Like them. They taste like chicken. Sometimes, yeah. I haven't played a lot in a while, but sure.
All right. Favorite video game?
Ever?
Sure.
Pitfall?
Ooh, good one.
And that's mostly nostalgic in that I played it a lot when it was first out and I freaking loved it.
I was obsessed with Pitfall.
Yeah, it was so good. And I haven't played it in so long that I'm wondering if my memory is just making it feel better than it actually was.
You could probably literally download it on your phone right now.
Probably.
Yeah, because it's like the size of it's less than a song or something like that.
Right.
It's probably like 14 kilobytes or something like that.
Maybe worse.
Oh, so I thought maybe we'd give the gamers some play this week with our word.
Lazy.
Yes.
Snack time.
No.
Monster Energy drinks.
Dang. I was going to say Red Bull, but all right. This episode gives you wings. No, but so like if we had played Pitfall together, I guarantee you'd have got pwned.
I would have.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get pwned?
Well, that's what this episode's about. We're going to find that out.
Oh. Well, we might not. I think you already know what it is.
Well, yeah.
I actually don't.
Well, consider yourself pwned.
Thanks.
Welcome to the show, peeps.
Yeah. Welcome. I got pwned.
All right, pwned. Do you know pwned?
I know I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what it means. I don't like that I don't know what it means. And I also don't like that I'd rather just say owned if it means anything close to owned.
It's basically, that's all it is. It's basically just like a corruption of owned, where they threw the P on there.
Right. So, that makes me angry, right?
Yeah.
Because we added a letter to a thing that already existed and called it a new thing.
But they did more than that. What else did they do to it? Have you seen the way they spell it?
They take out the O, right?
Yeah. Pwned. Well,
which to me would be pond, which is why they're really stupid.
It'd be Pwned to me, but I'm literate, so, and I'm education. And
did you say I'm education?
Yeah.
Well played.
So we'll get right into Urban Dictionary just so we can get a clear definition, and then we can just go to town on this because I don't know where I stand on this word. I don't ever use it.
Does this have anything to do with mushroom stamping?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, we can always make it that. Urban Dictionary, pwned, a corruption of a word owned. It originated in an online game called Warcraft, which I've never played. Huge game though. Where a map designer misspelled owned. When the computer beat a player, it was supposed to say so and so has been owned, but instead it says you have been pwned. And that's where it came from, which I did not know. Maybe if I'd studied for these episodes before we start, I would know that.
Why ruin a good thing?
Studying is hard.
So what you're telling me is a multi-million-dollar video game studio.
$1 billion.
Now, at the time, probably just multi-million-dollar.
True.
Had a programmer that fucked up. And they said, let's roll with it. And now I have to hear that stupid term all over the place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
And according to this, apparently...
Well played, Warcraft.
Are you sure it's Warcraft and not Porncraft?
Isn't it? It probably is, but don't they refer to it as WoW anymore? Because it's World of Warcraft.
Yeah, they do. It looks like there's some kind of debate, though, about the origin of it.
Which is tough on Urban Dictionary because unless the same person is responding back and forth with new descriptions, it's really
so. There's the Warcraft designer that people think that's the start of it, but there's also a prominent Quake player. Quake is another like first-person shooter game.
I know of Quake. Thank you.
But all our amazing listeners probably don't.
Oh,
got a lot of soccer moms in here, man.
Well, all right.
And alcoholics.
Get your orange slices. Let's talk about Quake. Not Quakers, just Quake.
But a player misspelled owned again. and put Pwned, and everybody adopted it. So I could see both of those happening pretty close together.
Sure, I suppose.
And it probably happened like a year or two before that anybody even claimed it, because the online, when people first got online, especially when it was only text based for video games, man, it was like the wild, wild west, man. Stuff is crazy. Did you ever do any online game?
Not really. Did I do anything at all? I might have done not even Call of Duty. What was the EA version of Call of Duty? Medal of Honor.
Yeah, Medal of Honor.
I might have done a little bit of that.
I played way too much Halo.
I jumped online a little bit for the newish Star Wars flight game, whatever the hell that's called.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. There's a new game out that intrigues me, but I don't have the time to.
Pitfall 2?
Lost in New York, yes. No. What's the one? It's truly open world to the point where you're like, can continue to create beyond the borders.
There's Minecraft.
No, it was the big announcement for Xbox for their last.
Oh, StarCraft.
No, close though. Star something.
It's not StarCraft?
No.
Yeah, that's not it.
Starfield.
Thank you. Yes. Side note, I mentioned Minecraft. It just came out this month. Some kid spent 2 months. I think it was like 14. Spent 2 months and he created our galaxy in Minecraft. The whole, well, I mean, from what we know of our galaxy. So just doing our solar system, I'm like, ooh, that kid went above and beyond.
So what you're saying is we need to sign up for Minecraft,
Mm-hmm.
jump into his galaxy and be like, ooh, you missed a spot.
That's not what Saturn's 15th ring looks like.
Way to waste your time, stupid.
Way to go, noob. You just got pwned. Noob, that's another word, I guess. It kind of goes with pwned.
Also, like, why can't all 14-year-olds do cool things like recreate the galaxy?
There was this one guy. He was a little older than 14, though, right?
Yeah. Also, did we find out if this kid's name is Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus. He's from the Bronx.
You better do a lot. He's only got 19 years left.
Yep. Well, I mean, if you're creating galaxies of 14.
Think of what you're doing at 17.
Yeah. Hopefully having sex.
I was going to say probably traveling to all the worlds in that galaxy.
Probably not having sex.
To get shot down by whatever the hottest thing in that galaxy is.
Yeah. I don't know. And you've seen Minecraft, right?
Yes.
So you've seen what the people look like in Minecraft, right? Mm.
It is impressive to me.
Yeah.
That a game created the ugliest look ever. No, I don't want to say the ugliest look ever. That's not fair. What they did is they made a 3-dimensional version of everything that we ever grew up on. It's 8-bit, but 3D somehow, basically.
What they did was made a video game of Legos.
Yeah.
To the 10th degree.
But in a time where like you could just not do that because like the graphics processors are really strong.
Yep.
And if you were doing that to save the ability to do more things with the architecture, then why did Minecraft just get ray tracing last year?
Isn't that crazy?
Like, what were you doing with all that extra space you saved by making stupid blocky idiots?
They were just cashing those checks.
Yeah, I guess.
That game is so big. I think it was a little, is it this little Swedish company that made that up? I have to look that up. I know somebody tried to buy it for like $4 billion or something.
I know it's Scandinavian.
Yeah.
And then Microsoft did buy it for a lot of money.
Buttload of money. So have you ever pwned anybody in a game?
No, but that's only because
You're not good at video games?
Well, yes, that also, I guess. No, I don't play enough online video gaming to say that I've pwned anybody.
So we both have, well, I had a teenage kid who played a lot of online, and you have one now, stepson, that does a lot of gaming.
Yeah.
Have you heard that come out of his mouth?
Yeah, I'm sure I have at some point. Not in a couple years, probably, though.
I'm going to say, I don't know the last time I heard it. I don't know if it's a little dated now.
I feel like, and based on the games you talked about, that it's really kind of a slang term for older gamers as opposed to younger gamers.
Yeah, but not old. Well, yeah, I guess it's a Call of Duty thing. And Call of Duty is huge now. And I know it still gets used, but we would have came up with that 20 years ago with the first Call of Duties and stuff. Yeah.
Like, I feel that pwned would be the word that somebody would say to set off the boomer alerts for the kids they're playing against. Okay, boomer.
Pwned, I thought that's the sound of an exploding pony. Right?
Pwned.
No, that's the sound of when a laser hits the helmet in a Star Wars movie.
Which you don't hear very often because everybody's a terrible shot in Star Wars movies.
That in Spaceballs, that's all they should have had was that ricochet noise and boom, bing, off all the helmets. That'd have been funny. Let's get Mel Brooks on the phone. Spaceballs 2.
Beep, boop, bop, boop, beep. Yeah. So, I don't know that I've ever pwned anybody. I don't play enough online to have pwned somebody. I'm sure your
gaming wise, maybe not, but I'm pretty sure anybody that's listening to this podcast would say, well, you've pwned a Dan plenty of times
multiple times every episode.
Look at this guy.
But I don't consider that pwning.
Why did he sit straight up and say that? He was just like,
yeah, well, cock of the walk, baby.
Holier than thou.
I would bet that your brother has definitely said it to people.
Yeah, there's usually a F word here and there between it, but
fucking pwned.
Bone fucking. Well, that's a totally different thing, right?
I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't touch that.
No.
Don't Google that.
No.
Well, Google it and tell us about it because maybe we'll talk about that.
You can tell us at hangoutslangout at gmail.com.
I love how you know our stuff.
Yeah. What's the show called again?
It's called Slinger Things.
Oh, cool.
It's called Cluck Cluck Deuce.
Oh, I did not approve that.
I know you pwned that idea.
Pwn.
If this is your first episode, we haven't talked about Cluck Cluck Deuce too much, but it's a brilliant name that I came up with. It's kind of like in the same vein of when I came up with this podcast, and I asked my soon to be,
except that in one case, I will give you credit for coming up with it.
It's sorry guys, it's just that's the story of my life. That's what it's like being an ideas man. Everybody wants to take credit. But when I came up with this podcast, and then I came up with
string theory.
No, because I didn't really like string cheese.
Nuclear fission.
Who? Pwned fission.
Nuclear.
Yeah. See, I'm all sidetracked. I don't know where I'm at no more.
Good.
Yeah.
You're saying dumb shit anyway, so I had to stop you from getting there.
Pwned again. Wah,
wah. Wah, wah. There's apparently a website called Have I Been Pwned? It allows you to search across multiple data breaches to see if your email address or phone number has been compromised.
Oh, I was talking about Cluck Cluck Deuce.
Oh, right. Continue.
Yeah, I came with the idea of Cluck Cluck Deuce for possible future endeavor for my co-host here. I still think it's the perfect name for a breakfast / I don't know. There's going to be alcohol involved, right? Well, all right. So you have eggs, right? They come from chickens, right?
Sure.
What's a cluck? That's a noise a chicken makes. So you say cluck, cluck. So it's chicken, deuce, which is number 2.
Why number 2?
Because when you eat too many eggs, you go poop.
Who does that?
Who doesn't? Well, give me an egg. I'll poop right now.
That has nothing to do with the egg.
Uh-huh.
You have a really uncomfortable bowel situation.
I'm really good at this.
Merriam-Webster Dictionary. What does pwn mean? This word was added in September 2022 to the dictionary.
So I wonder if this is a batch of those words I was talking about the other day.
Maybe. It looks impossible to pronounce. PWN. We're not feeling mean enough to make you guess how to say it, so we'll just come right out and tell you it's pronounced like it's spelled PONE.
Well, in the P is for perfect, like perfectly owned.
Oh, is that what it's for?
Like you can't get owned any worse than that.
You may have heard your kids saying it when they're playing video games with their friends. I totally pwned you. Oh man, I got pwned. Pwned you. If you play a lot of video games, you probably say it yourself, and you may have been saying it for quite some time. The word has been used in some pockets of the gaming world since the early years of this century, but it's increasingly making appearances in non-gaming contexts where it typically sidles with a decidedly informal, slangy tone.
Sadly, Pwned kind of came onto the scene right around when teabagging became a thing online.
Uh-huh.
And if anybody doesn't know what that is, not to be too crude, but it's when you would down an opponent, like, either you killed them or you stunned them,
That's what I was talking about with mushroom stamping.
Yeah, and you run up and you sit on them a couple times and usually make a nice squatting noise when you do it. It's really big in Halo. And I bet, I bet I teabagged one or two opponents and said you just got pwned.
Maybe.
And the point of that is when you die in one of those games, it re-shows you, like it shows you the play that just happened from the view. So as you're laying there dying, you get to watch everybody still running around live. And that's why guys will go up and teabag you or other things. So, because they know you're watching it on the screen. So it infuriates you. And then, it's like road rage for teenagers. It's awesome. Preteens.
But then, then they're all homophobic, which makes it extra funny because they don't understand what they're doing.
I can't go into detail, but we used to have this little group of players, and one of our teammates' girlfriend joined the team during Halo, and she was pretty good. And she used to teabag, but because she didn't have male genitalia, she used to call
bait
it
and tackle.
Yeah, twig and berries. She used to call it something else. I will not say it on air because I'll have to believe it anyways. And she used to go off on people with quite descriptive details of what she was doing to you.
Taco party?
I wish she would have used taco party. That'd have been funny as heck. But
all right, well, tell me off air because this sounds hilarious.
I'll show you off air.
Nope, don't show me. Just tell me. Did you really piss off her boyfriend by everybody responding with, kind of.
He was super proud. He went to Michigan for a while. But yeah, he was back at Kingman.
Oh man, it's cold and shitty here. It was just shitty in Kingman.
So you're always pwning on Kingman. So where's the hate come from? Because you got family there.
Not really. Like my aunt.
That's a family.
My marriage is from there. I don't have anybody that lives there.
You mean like a real person, not with bug, right? Not the insect.
My aunt.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Help if you say it in an accent, but.
Well, I guess it's not going to help then.
What are our listeners going to do if we don't do an accent in an episode?
They just make me.
Oh, I did one earlier though.
Okay. The town just makes me angry about the stupidest things. Like I texted you this weekend.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, please tell the story.
Okay, so I'm in California, Burbank, if you will.
Should we give them the backstory on Kingman first?
Nope, I'll get there.
Okay.
And I'm in a parking lot for a shopping center because I had to pick up some stuff for the missus. And I went to Walmart first, which was a mistake because they never have anything that you actually want or need.
Meth.
Well, they do have that, or the ability to make some if you don't. So I went there first. Not that great. But in the very same parking lot, the same shopping center.
Yes.
There was also a Target. Now, mind you,
never seen before.
Right. Something I've never seen. And I think is a little over the top, if I'm being perfectly honest, that they would let them be in the same parking lot. But hey, that shopping center needed to make money. So whatever.
Let them fight.
Right. To the death, hopefully. So I immediately texted my co-host here because the city of Kingman, or is it a town? What do they consider it?
Take your pick.
Okay. the freeway side fruit stand that is Kingman, they
gas porta potty.
Right. They have a Walmart and are so beholden to everything that is Walmart that they voted against the opportunity for Target to build a store within their city
for 20 some odd years. Like they've shot it down over and over again. And they used excuses of like, we're not big enough. We need to have this many people. But when we doubled that for population, well, we like I did it, but I mean,
you only were accountable for half of that.
Yeah. Good times. Just like high school. But yeah, when they doubled the thing, they came up with another reason they didn't want it, and they didn't want it. And they even put out Kmart. They took Kmart. I mean, Kmart went out business everywhere, but in Kingman, I mean, it was Kmart was a death sentence, man.
Yeah, well, and what was funny to me about Kmart going out of business in Kingman is I'm fairly certain that was the last Kmart worldwide.
It could have been.
It probably wasn't, but it feels like it was because I hadn't
did.
seen one in 15 years before I ended up in Kingman.
The last time I was in there, a third of the lights weren't working. So like a corner of the store was dark.
That's the murder corner.
It felt like it. It was the food. It was the food section where they had the little food thing that I don't know. I don't think it was open anymore. And then it looked like a place you go to buy shelving for Walmarts. Like it didn't look like a Kmart anymore. It just looked like a place you would buy used furniture for other outlet stores. It was so scary.
It just boggles my mind. And I have to imagine that the people of Target just feel totally, you know what? I'm going to use the word. I feel like they feel totally pwned, but also that it's probably a complete joke. Like they have to keep going back being like, they can't be serious. This isn't a real thing. We're just, we'll propose it again. I'm sure they'll say yes this time.
There's a section of Kingman that's if you know the area, like there's Bullhead, Laughlin, and Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu has a lot of people tend to have a little higher end income, and Bullhead's kind of like us, was kind of like Kingman, where it had a little bit of each. And there, half of that town of Kingman would shop the hell out of Target, and they would never look back at Walmart. And
I don't see the negative to just letting it be built.
Mm-hmm.
Target's the one that's going to put up the money for it. Target's the one that's going to pay the land lease wherever they build it. You don't want to go there, don't go there.
Exactly.
But let them funnel money into your city.
Yep. Oh no, they don't want to do that. That brings people.
No, that's a good point. We don't need no more people.
Or our favorite saying, don't California or Arizona. Which I like. I came up with a new version of that.
In this case, it's don't Minnesota or Arizona.
Don't California my California, man. Pretty good, right?
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
I met up with a buddy who was in town yesterday for lunch. And I told him how many times I'd heard or seen don't California my Arizona and how ridiculous.
Just driving there or just in theory? Or
no, like since I've lived here, how many times I've seen or heard it. It's just like, okay. You understand that like you people all have free will and free thought. Like, one, if you're selling your house and you're worried about that happening,
yep,
you have the option to say no to somebody who's submitting an offer from California.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dumb, but you could do it. Also, maybe just younger people are coming up and voting the opposite direction. That's a real possibility.
Yep. So
maybe don't just blame all of my people that matriculate here for what drives you nuts.
Yep. And like, if you're going to hate somewhere, you got to go there first, at least, to be like, you can't just.
And as a person from California, like, believe me when I tell you, there are large areas of California that absolutely fall in line with everybody or everything that everybody thinks about Arizona.
Oh,
like
yeah.
From that standpoint. Anyway.
I've always said there's like a mini Texas inside of California.
Yeah.
They're almost interchangeable. And all the more liberal stuff in Texas right now is come directly from California that they love. Like Austin's great, and we're the new LA, and same with Tennessee. Tennessee did the same thing, the music scene and all that. But yet they're like, no, we're not California. Don't California us. It's like, that's exactly what you're doing, just without a beach.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So just
lower property value. That's what you're doing.
Shut up and enjoy your state.
Right.
Is there bad shit there? Yes, of course there is.
Plus, everybody says that California is just going to fall off the map with an earthquake anyway.
Yeah. Beachfront property.
Yeah. What they don't understand is that makes California an island and the property's worth even more money. Whatever.
Stupid people.
Science.
You just pwned all the people that listen to our podcast.
Pwned.
But hate California, love it, whatever. Hate Texas, love it, whatever. Love Arizona, love Kingman, hate Kingman. It's all good. Just stop with the stupid.
Yeah, because I will say that for all the hate that I spew at Kingman, and it's probably a fair amount. Not my thing to care about.
Yeah, it's not your circus.
Everybody that's there, if you're happy being there, keep being happy being there. That's your thing. That's
the thing, is it does have a little bit of a, especially now, when I first moved there, it didn't, but it does have that little hometown charm where they're trying to build up the downtown part of it and make it like old 50s and stuff.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen cool parts of it. Like, there's they've got a couple breweries now, which is kind of cool. They have that sort of, for lack of a better term, sort of green belt area.
Mhm.
It's really nice. And you know, that's all it is. It's just be happy where you're at.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is that makes you happy or doesn't make you happy, just as long as you're happy where you're at.
I know this podcast
And
makes me happy.
don't let people tell you that you shouldn't be happy where you're at.
You shouldn't be happy where you're at, but you should be happy where you're at because you're on this podcast.
Good point. I'm not happy where I'm at, people. Somebody please say.
He should be happy. So you just got pwned. Started this with you getting pwned. So seems fitting that we end this with you getting pwned.
Book and pwn.
Ooh, that could be the name of our album. For Crotch Rocket, what was it earlier?
I don't know.
Pink Stick. What was our
Dump truck. No.
Cluck Cluck Pwned?
No.
All right. Did you like Pwned?
No, but as an episode, it was pretty great.
He's gonna use it later tonight. He's gonna be like, I so pwned. I just pwned you. I don't know who you're gonna be talking to, but I mean,
See,
just use it at work then tomorrow or whatever.
No. It replaces the wrong word for me. Like every time you say pwned, the way you say it makes me want to replace the word boned with pwned as opposed to owned with pwned.
You just got pwned. It kind of works though, right? Pwned Boned. There's our band name.
Pwned boned.
Yeah. I can see the bumper stickers now.
With their lead single, Pond Bond.
But the thing is we take the O out of boned too, right? So it's PWN.
To be binned.
No, it's boned. Don't you know how slang works?
Pwned bond.
Pwned Bund. Now we sound Swedish.
Yeah, sure.
Pwned Bund.
Are there umlauts? We might be German.
I'm going to end with my Swedish accent. Bund, bund, bund. Pretty good, right?
I don't know. If you had seen your face, I don't even think you thought it was very good.
No, you knew it was good. Just let it be.
It wasn't like
It was
I even
so
know-
much Swedish.
I
It was
even-
like meatballs smell in here now.
I even know that you were trying to take a swing at Swedish Chef.
No, I wasn't, but he kind of stuck in there because I think it's the only Swedish I know.
Probably. Also,
Is
I
that
hate
really
to,
sweet?
I hate to let you know this, but it's not Swedish.
It's like my French.
Oh,
Oh my goodness! I think that's my cue to stop this episode.
that's your cue?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Stop it.
I'm Dan,
And I'm Matt,
and this has been Hang Out with Your Slang Out,
where you've been pwned.
and stop. Fireball.
Wow.
Turnican. What the hell was that thing called?
You First of all, it's called a Hadouken, but
Tourniquet.
maybe
Yeah, it's all right. It's your podcast. I'm
Maybe-
done.
Maybe I shouldn't do the intro because you've found a way to kill every angle I've taken on this intro so far.
Oh my god, that one was because I was just too dumb. That was
That one.
Oh, I'm snorting now. Oh, tourniquet. Oh, isn't that what he used to do? To tourniquet.
Yeah, it's how. Actually, that's what happened after he would break one of their legs. He would go tourniquet, and you'd throw a tourniquet at him, and he would hold their leg in place so he could keep kicking them
Bust a
because
tourniquet out.
he would feel real bad.
Oh, those graphics were the best too. It told a story, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really did.
every kid's dream.
It's just nice that a game birthed in the 90s could teach you so much about 1940s wound healing.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Tourniquet.
He wasn't a very popular character, I don't think. But yeah.